Hello and welcome back to the channel after what has been a very long time. I've got some notes here of what we'll go through. I thought I'd do a little bit of a workshop vlog, sum up sort of what I've been up to and hopefully what the next steps are. So the first thing is the car. The reason I haven't been doing a huge amount of woodwork is I bought a classic car. So this is a 1970 MGB GT. Bought it back in April 2024. Hasn't really needed to have too much done to it. Done a full service on it. Some fuel lines, coolant flush, coolant hoses, not a huge amount of that. However, I've got another project, which is a classic tractor. So it's a World War II era tractor. Again, got quite a few things on here just because it's been a long time since I've done a YouTube video, so it may be a bit ropey. So I bought that back in November 24, and it needs a full engine rebuild and pretty much a full restoration. So that's been taking up all of my time and needed quite a lot of income to sort of put all the work on it. So I've had to get cylinder head skimmed, manifold skimmed, and then pretty much every part of the engine apart. So I've had pistons out, valves out, might have the crankshaft out as well to be machined as well. So we'll see about that. But long story short, I decided after a bit of thoughts that it'd be nice to have a tractor to restore. I thought it's quite an interesting thing, not that common to do. So yeah, it's a World War II era tractor. I'll put some pictures on the screen actually, hopefully somewhere up there. We'll see if I can remember how to do it. And yeah, pretty much been the project for the last 4 or 5 months, well 4 months. Taken up a lot of time, but I'm really enjoying it and getting stuck in with it. So it kind of leads me on to the next bit about woodworking. I have still been doing woodworking, not as much as I perhaps would like to, but I've got the car and the tractor now, so I'm a bit tied up with mechanical things, but I have been making projects, so I'll put a couple of pictures on the screen. So the first one is a side table, which I did for my bedroom, just to put a plant on and a couple of bits and bobs like some books. So hopefully again, put that up on there. Next one is a bedside table. So this is my bedside table in my bedroom. Probably one of the favourite things I've ever made. So had an oak countertop and then white legs on it, with a drawer with drawer runners. That I use pretty much every day, and yeah, I'm really happy with it, to be honest. Keen to do more things like that. What else have I made? Box for the tractor, so I did a really nice toolbox out of sapele with brass hinges. Again, picture on the screen. There's going to be a lot of this. What else have I been up to then? Did a sort of like a gear knob handle for the tractor, so it's got something called a hand clutch, so essentially like your foot clutch on a car, but one that you can operate by hand. And that didn't have a knob on it, so I turned one out of oak and then turned like a key insert onto the bottom of it using a mixture of the metal lathe and the wood turning lathe. I'll show you the workshop because, as you can probably see by the video, it's completely changed. Everything's in a different place. New workbenches, all the car stuff up on the wall now. So I'll show you around in a second. And then done a small handle for a knife that I found. So I bought a tool set. Just another toolbox really. I wanted it for the toolbox, but it had some tools in it. Quite a few of the tools I kept, and then I sold the ones that weren't any use to me. And in that I found, I think it might be something like a fishing knife, but I decided to sharpen it up and use it for things like rope. So put a nice bit of padook on both the handles to make a little knife, and yeah, it turned out pretty good. I'm fairly happy with it. And then I've obviously been doing a lot of bowls. I haven't got anywhere to show you at the minute, but I've done about 15 or so bowls, and I'm putting those up for eBay, on eBay even, for sale, which hopefully will bring some money in for the tractor. So if you are interested in purchasing any of these, I'll leave a link down below. I'd really appreciate it, as all the money will be going towards my tractor to help me rebuild the engine, as unfortunately it's turning out to be quite expensive, but that's often the way with restorations and rebuilds. Yeah, done quite a few bowls. I've done Zebrano, Kiat, Poplar, Ash, some oak ones. I think the oak one is sold actually. Some pallet wood ones. Some of them you'll have seen featured on the channel. So as I'm sure you can imagine, I had quite a few bowls lying around in the house, and some of them I haven't had out and displayed just purely because I've had too many. So if you're interested in purchasing any of those, I'll leave a link below. Next bit is restoring tools. So I am still restoring things. I'll grab a couple here. So I purchased these a couple of days ago. These are gasket punchers. Again, these are going to be used for making gaskets for the tractor. Now, some of them are in okay condition. Some of them are not particularly good. So I bought 14 of those, which are on the workbench at the minute to restore. I'll show you those in a second. So there's that at the minute, which is something quite fun to do. And then some chisels. I'll put a picture on the screen now of what the chisels used to look like. And now this is what they do look like now. They're also razor sharp. Sharpest chisels I've ever used, to be honest. Brand wise, they are quite hard to see. Looks like Yearwell or Wearwell. But yeah, really nice, really good chisels. Already used those for quite a few projects actually. I used them to help me make the hinges section on the tractor toolbox. So hopefully you'll be able to see that picture. In terms of the things I've been restoring, that's pretty much it. Then in terms of what I've been up to at the moment, I'm on placement at the minute for university. So for those of you who don't know, I'm doing automotive engineering, hence the car and the tractor, kind of makes sense now. So I'm on my placement year this year, so we'll finish that in the end of June. And then in October, I go back to university for my final year. Then after that, we'll see what happens. I'll probably do a few years in industry and then perhaps start my own business or something like that. But we'll have to see what the future holds. So far, this has been done in one take. Let's see if we can continue. Yeah, it has been an awfully long time since I've been speaking to a camera. It does feel very strange. So hopefully people will still watch the videos, but we'll see. I'm hoping to try and bring back some sort of a regular schedule. Probably be maybe once a month or once every couple of months, but be better than one video in 8 months. The other thing is Woodturner's Blend. I had quite a few DMs, even though I haven't really been posting anything, had some DMs asking if I would make any more. So over Christmas I decided to. I made 40 or 50 I think, and they all sold out really quickly, which was obviously brilliant. I've made another 15 or 20 or so, which are listed on Etsy at the minute. So again, if you're interested in that, I'll pop a link below. Otherwise, if you head over to my Instagram and you've got any questions, you can just send me a DM. And then the last bit is workshop changes. The first one of that is that I have a chainsaw now, which if you remember back to 2021 maybe, 2022, something like that, the workshop vlogs in the shed, that was where I spoke about getting a chainsaw. I finally got one. I'll put some pictures up here of me doing some chainsawing in the garden and yeah, cutting up some logs and bits like that. And then in terms of the workshop, maybe I'll do a very quick workshop tour and show you around. I'm using a tripod kind of stabilising thing to try and help film this. So all of this bit's pretty much the same. The dust extractor is now there. I have this pretty cool Castrol barrel, which I'm going to be turning into a table. So I'm going to put a nice piece of wood on the top here. That's yet to be done at the minute, as I'm rather busy to be honest, but I will get around to it. This is what I've made for car stuff and just a general purpose workbench. And then there's obviously a kettle and microwave and things like that up there. Got some engine parts there. That's just a cylinder head off of a car that I was using just for a bit of fun. Got given that just to play around with it, to be honest. Some engine parts up there, that's an Atco engine. This bit's all pretty similar up here, just changed over what's up here. Got some circuit boards up there, dartboard now. But this workbench has probably been the biggest change, which is where, I'm trying to think what had been there. The lathe was there and the dust extractor was there. They're the punches I'm restoring. Bandsaw is pretty much where it's always been. Hopefully it's not too messy in here. Then we've got the engineering lathe here. Haven't used this a huge amount, but I've done a couple of projects on it. Dartboard here. I don't play when the car's in here, but just push the car out or start it. It's pretty easy to push, to be honest, so sometimes I just push it out and put the wheel chocks under it. It's quite nice to play there. Kind of going to set up a bit of a backdrop to there, put some cork on it and build that in, but haven't got around to it yet. Got a camera up there, and then nice shelf. This bit's all pretty similar. Added this curtain, excuse the mess on the floor, but just to sort of hide the bits behind it. A load of boxes. The lathe is now in the corner, and then I've got all of this sort of area now. So I've got turning tools up here, lathe there, whiteboard. This is all pretty much the same. This is just bits I was working on. That's when I'm trying to fix one of the issues with the wipers on the car, so it's the wiring order so I don't forget. And then car parts now sit up here, which I think looks pretty cool. I think that's pretty much it in terms of the workshop. So it has changed, but it's for the better, to be honest. It's a lot easier to use now, and obviously the car now takes centre stage. This is my absolute pride and joy. I spent ages looking after it, cleaning it, taking it to car shows. If you want to follow the Instagram, there it is, mgbgt_70. I do post fairly frequently on that. I do obviously have the car covered up, but for the video I haven't. Well, thank you very much for watching this workshop vlog. I hope you've enjoyed it. Hopefully it's been interesting to see what I've been up to and somewhat of what the future holds. If you've got any questions, pop them down in the comments section below and I'll do my best to answer them. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.